Hi guys, Vicki Barbera here, and today I want to give you a brief demo of the WordPress plugin that I'm currently using to create my lead capture pages. It's called FunnelKit, and I really like it. I previously had been using Epic Squeeze Page, and I find that FunnelKit gives me more functionality without adding tremendously to the complexity. I've also tried Optimize Press 2, and I find that is, while it has a lot more bells and whistles, I really didn't need them, and it added so much to the complexity that it took me a lot longer. So I really recommend FunnelKit, and I'm going to walk you through how you would set up a landing page with FunnelKit today. The first thing that I want to do is show you what you're going to need to have set up in your autoresponder. I personally use Get Response, which I really like, and I'm going to show you the pieces of information that you're going to need to have done ahead of time. So if you go to your autoresponder, which you're seeing right here, this is my dashboard of Get Response. I'm going to go to my web forms list, and you'll have to have this set up in advance. But for instance, I'm going to go to a web form that I already have set up for one of my offers, and there are three pieces that you're going to need for FunnelKit down the road. One is the design piece, and in your opt-in form for FunnelKit, you will have to have created this little piece right here. I make it very plain. If you're not familiar with doing this on Get Response, I'm not really going to cover that in great detail, but what I have found is the plainer the better, and that way I can use it across multiple landing pages. I just have a white background box, which you can see. I leave off the name input field, and then I have a label for the email address, and I put the input value. You can put whatever you want, but I make sure I have removed the text when clicked, and I personally put in enter your email address. And then you can also change your submit button. You can make it different colors. You can position it differently. You can make it different widths and heights and whatever. I personally have found that this lime, kind of a little bit deeper than a lime green, seems to show up on a lot of different backgrounds that I want to use on landing pages, so it's pretty universal. And I personally have discovered from newsletters and whatnot that I have tried to learn from, that the word continue actually converts a little bit better than submit or get free video here or access video now, that kind of thing. So I tend to just stick with continue. But you'll need to have that set up, and you can come back and tweak it after you're into FunnelKit if you want to mess with the sizing and whatnot. You can also, in Get Response, if you want to, I believe it's in the body. Let's see, where is it? Background. Okay, if you want to, instead of having the white background, you can set it to transparent. And that way, whatever you have as your background in your FunnelKit page will show through, except for obviously the enter your email box and then the continue or whatever you choose to say in your submit button. But you'll want to get that set up sort of in advance. You may come back, like I say, and tweak it a little bit, but for the most part, have it set up. And then also in your form ID, you'll want to point to the thank you page that you're going to want to go to once they opt in. And then later, I'll show you in FunnelKit, you'll have to come back here and get this JavaScript code to input into FunnelKit. So now let's go to WordPress and FunnelKit. And what you'll do is first you'll install the plugin and enter your license key. I'm not going to go into that because there are fairly good instructions in a video showing you how to do that when you purchase the plugin, and it's very reasonably priced. I forget exactly what it is, but I'll give you a link down at the bottom of the video that you can follow to purchase it if you choose to after you see the demo. But like I say, I'm not going to go into detail on that, but once you get it installed, then let's say you want to create a new landing page, and you can create thank you pages as well. So I'll show you a little bit about that. But you would come in and go to down here to this little gear icon and where it says FunnelKit and say add new. I'm not going to do that. I tried to set something up, a little demo in advance, so that we could go a little bit faster. So I'm going to go into view pages, and that's what you're seeing here. And we'll just start going into it, but you can see, like this demo that I put together, I can either edit, view, or copy. And the copy command comes in really, really handy if you want to use a lot of the settings that you have for a current page for a brand new one. But let's go into demo and in an edit mode. And you can see at the top it steps you all the way through everything you need to set up. What I typically do is set my page background to an image. They've got a lot of capability where you can put a satellite view, a road view based on geographical area. That's pretty slick. Their videos will show you a little bit more of that if you find that of interest. But I typically use an image. In the past I've used videos, but I really like an image better, and I find that it converts, it's more uniform across different platforms as well. So to do that, you would just click the button for image and then upload your image. And this is pretty intuitive. You would upload whatever files you want. So you would just come to wherever your images are, pick anything that you want to upload, hit open, and now it's going to be there in your media library. And then you would just select it and say choose image. Okay. For today's demo, I've used this picture of a shark following a kayak. Another quick couple of hints is I tend to say stretch background image, pin background image, and fill background color. Fill background with color, sorry. And you can change that. I think that's a leftover setting from another landing page. I don't think it applies to this one that I'm going to show you. But definitely stretch and pin, I always leave check mark. They give me the better result. You can play around with it and see how you prefer it, but I'd suggest that you get started that way. Just so you know, down here at the bottom, you can preview at any stage, save and close, or go to the next step. Down here, or reset. I've never actually used reset. Step 2 is where you change the dimensions and some of the options that you have for your container, which is the box that will actually have your text and your opt-in form. I tend to stay at about 350 pixels wide and about 20 pixels padding, and I alternate between a color of white, which is I think all zeros, and a color all black is all Fs, 6 Fs. And you can change, or you can not have a background if you want. The container can be non-existent. But I find that even if I make it a little bit less opaque, it tends to, the text tends to show up better. So in this case, I set the opacity to 15% and have on a white background. Again, you can, much of this is very intuitive, so I'm not going to go through it. You can go through and play around if you're real particular about it. Step 3 is where you put your HTML code, which, if you will remember, in Get Response, that was my JavaScript. So it's showing the web form ID. You can see it's 639099. Here it is. So I've just cut and pasted it into here. Okay. Going to step 4. This is where you can drag and drop different types of elements in here, and say I wanted to add some new text. That's what I would do. I would drag it in here and then start working with it. I'm going to delete what I just added because I've already got it set up. But to start, that's what I did, is I drug in the elements. And it looks like it's empty, but I tend to set white print a lot while you're working with it. It probably makes sense to set it to kind of a gray color so you can see it. So you put in whatever you want, and as you saw, you can have a lot of formatting options here in terms of color, font, size of font, and you can even go and make some changes in HTML if you want to. I'll show you what that looks like. So there's the HTML view of it. So I'm going to, once you have a section the way you want it, then what I have a tendency to do, if I wanted white font, then I come set it to white and save it. I did the same thing in another text section. So I've got 3 text sections. I'll show you the preview here in a second. And then I put an arrow down to my opt-in form, which I drug over, whoops, from here. Like so. Okay. Again, I'm going to get rid of it because I've already got it. Okay, sorry guys. My computer, I guess, ran out of memory or hard drive space or something while I was recording, so I had to take a break and save off that part of the video. But anyway, we were at the part where I think I was showing you that you could go in and well, that wasn't the one I was on. Let's see. I think I was up here where you could see the HTML. And I'll show you a little trick that that you can use for that in case you ever run into it, because I found it very, very helpful. Let me just change this to gray again. So let's say if I wanted to, one of the things that I find frustrating with WordPress is that if you want to type the next line, it makes a great big space. Want to escape from the collectors. For instance, see that big space that it puts there? If I want to fix that, what I can do is not put, instead of putting a line feed there, pull it back up there and then go into HTML. And before I start that second line, what I would do is put in this less than or less than sign, BR for break, and a greater than sign, and then update. And see how it took out all of that excess space there between the lines. I found that very, very helpful. Now I'm going to get rid of that because I am not going to use it that way. But anyway, let's see. So I've got, and you'll see when I do a preview here in a second, but I've got a line of text, get help now, a little bit more text, and then I've got an arrow pointing to my opt-in box, which they frequently tell you that that's advisable. And then down here at the bottom, I've got my privacy policy, my income disclaimer, and terms and conditions. And in those sections, I've highlighted them, hit the link button, and I've put my hyperlink that those should link out to. So that's really, there are very few moving parts on this whole thing. And once you have it in place, and you should save it periodically, but basically then if you want to see a preview of it, so here's my shark picture. Past dues have you on the run, avoiding the mail, not taking calls. Get help now. You'll be rowing to safety in 21 simple steps. Simple, I guess I've got a typo there. I don't know that I'll ever use this, but I thought it would be kind of a good way to demonstrate to you how to pull this all together. Hopefully that all makes sense to you. You can go in there and play. You can change the width of the container. For instance, I wanted to make it a little bit more narrow so you could clearly see the shark and at least the tip of the kayak. But to show you how easy, if I want to make that container wider, I can make it say 450. And now come and preview that. See how it's wider? And now I've got my two lines. They're not wrapping at all. So that might suit your purposes better. You can also change the level of opacity. So again, depending on the picture you've got, instead of 15%, I can change it to, let's show how different it looks with 65%. See how that darkens things up? Now on this particular background, I thought you definitely want to see the guy in the kayak running from this shark, so I wanted it a little bit clearer. But hopefully that'll give you an idea. Let me set it back to 15. I'm not going to worry with the typo right now. But then, so that was step 4. Step 5 are call-outs, where if you're messing with the geographical thing, you know, if you want to say, oh, we've only got 5 positions left in Indianapolis, you can do that sort of thing. I have not found a reason to use that, so I'm not even familiar with it at this point. The last step would be that you come and you name your page. I have disabled the geo-targeting services because that slows the refresh of the page down a little bit, and since I'm not using that functionality, there's no reason to slow it down, so I've checked that to disable it. The other thing that you might find that you want to do is, if you want to have a little light box pop up if they're trying to get out before opting in, you can enable an exit message. And you can come in here and set that up. I have defined that it's 275 pixels wide. And I put a little picture of a key here. Wait, click here to open the door to more possibilities, or click anywhere on the main picture to return. Let me show you, and then of course on this picture where I've configured the picture, I've got the link URL. Wherever you want to send them to redirect them, you would put your URL here. And in this case, I guess I've got the wrong URL. But that I tend to, if they don't go to my sales page by virtue of opting in, then I'm going to send them there anyway. I've got nothing to lose. So that's what I would typically do. Let me show you what that's going to look like, and then I also click this box can be closed, so that they can get out of that loop and decide if they decide to opt in. So let me give you a preview. Oops, actually, there you go. So you see how my cursor started going up here like I was going to close it out, and it comes up with a wait. Click here to open the door to more possibilities. And if they click that, then they'll be taken to my sales page. I don't capture them on my opt-in list, my subscriber list, but at least I've gotten the opportunity in front of them. So, so that's pretty much it. And now you've got your 6 steps. You save and close. And it will take you back to the front page, and you'll see at the top it will show you what the URL is of that page. So it's my my domain in the folder, and then it's given it the name that I put on the on the step 6. Now, another thing that you can do is I've also got thank you pages in here. Let me see if I can find one. So here's my top tier business thank you page, and the only thing that's different here, well, on this I've got, since there's no opting in, I've got no background checked, because I don't want to see the outline of a container box. And then in step 6, I've got my tracking code from, for instance, TrackMe. And in step 3, since it's not doing anything with my autoresponder, my thank you page isn't, I don't need this HTML filled out. Okay, so let's see. And then so what I do is once they've opted in, for instance, I take them to this thank you page, and to give you an idea what it looks like, and I do this kind of in between. Okay, I ran out of hard drive again, so sorry for the jumps and starts here, but anyway, I was going to show you a preview of my thank you page, which my landing page, the thank you page it points to is this thank you page, and this thank you page then points to the sales page that I'm ultimately trying to take them to. And the reason I do that is so I can capture the tracking conversion code. That's simply the only reason. So in this case, you know, they've opted into my landing page, and then I say, oh, thank you, just click below to continue to the free video. And so what I've done then on FunnelKit to do that is you can see I've got a text section that has, this could be the turning point, and then just click below, and then I've added a little image here. You can see I had dragged this icon up into the box and uploaded that image. And you can, I guess I hadn't shown you this before, but you can play around with the image size and the alignment in here, and then point to your URL that if they click on it, it takes them to. So that's what I've done. Now, the only other thing that I want to point out is in this section, you kind of have to plan out what you want to do in advance, because the one thing that the designer hasn't done for you is you can't drag sections around. Like if I decided I wanted to put this watch button up ahead of just click, or that actually example doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm saying. You can't just, it's not a drag and drop, it won't let me do that. So you have to, you can end up wasting a lot of time redesigning and starting some sections from scratch if you don't kind of start out with an idea design-wise of what you want it to look like. And so that's a little bit of a disadvantage, especially over, for instance, Optimize Press 2. But I think in general it's so easy to work with. You can work with 2 columns. You can create a 2-column thing here. And now that I've got 2 columns, I can put some text in that one, a text box in that one, and a text box in this one, for instance, if I wanted to, or however you want to do it. I'm going to escape out of here because this is actually my live thank you page, I think. So anyway, so that's pretty much it. And after you're finished with your design, you would obviously save and close, and then you would come up here and it would show you the URL of the page that you've just created. And that's pretty much it. And I guess just to say that, like I say, I had used Epic quite a lot, and I'm a member of Big Idea Mastermind, so they have Easy Landing Page Pro 1 and 2, and I had tried to use them. I didn't find them very easy to work with. The Optimize Press 2 is very, very full functionality, but a little bit more difficult to work with. So I've just found that this, I can create something here, and then if I want to create a new landing page, all I've got to do is copy it and rename it and start working with it, just tweaking for small changes, and I found it very, very easy to work with. So I hope you've enjoyed the demo that didn't turn out to be quite so brief, but I hope you've enjoyed it. And if this sounds like something that you're interested in, I'm going to leave the link below the video that you can use to go purchase it. It's fairly reasonably priced. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I hope it works for you, and good luck out there, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.